Hi, Manju. Hello, Chinaka.
Hello, sir. No, sir. Dr. Rao.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi, Rajit. Hi. Okay. So, Manju, how did you like last night?
It was very good. It was very good. Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to replay the session and I'm going to note it down, whatever you have given the information. Because, see, you are something beyond the level you have the experience. I just understand and I just applied only in my life.
Yeah.
So basically, I just
No,
in
it's,
and around my circle, friends.
I think they have to have a clarity. We are talking about spirituality, not religious,
Yes.
It's not about rituals, or it is not about dividing that you are. So they don't have, they don't have the concept. Yeah. I mean, they can be concerned about attracting everybody. That's okay. But then I don't separate anybody, in the sense. So I don't.
What I felt is half knowledge is dangerous.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I thought like you should give some insight about that Soham.
Yeah.
Because after you giving only, I just came to know a little bit more. Soham and Koham has to be while inhaling.
Yeah.
And during exhaling, you said Dhemahi, right?
Deham, Naham.
Deham, Naham. Correct. That's what I said. I thought I'll go and replay that.
Yeah, that's the one we want to see. We are not just the bodies and mind. We have them. Once we have that, then we will be able to really go through that, right? So that's what I was thinking.
Because even that Kundalini, I couldn't get it. How, someone can teach Kundalini and things will go up in the Dhyanakam. I had that little bit.
I think they are all acting from their understanding, which is okay.
Yes.
But they get carried away.
Not that easy, doctor.
Yeah. Say first.
Awakening Kundalini is not that easy task. And
actually,
after awakening, the energy to hold, that is very important.
Yeah.
If you don't hold the energy and if you don't transform that energy in a proper manner, it will become
dangerous.
Backfire.
Actually, dangerous. Yeah. We have seen people becoming schizophrenic. We have seen people losing all their bodily vitality and all that because they're. I think what she is doing, everybody else is doing according to their understanding. They want to help people, but she is receptive to understand too. That is a good thing, you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
anyway, I don't want to attack these people. You know, I want
Yes,
to.
yes, yes. No, no, no.
Yeah,
Don't,
but
don't.
she's
We are
also.
not for that.
Yeah,
No, sir, doctor.
yeah,
Absolutely, we are not for anything, any purpose. We don't have any intention.
yeah,
But more clarity.
yeah,
If somebody needs, they can take the clarity and wisdom. That's
yeah.
it. No,
You know, that is what we need to do with
yes,
Raghava also. I want to talk to him privately.
yes.
He doesn't have to be concerned about us spreading anything like a fanatic Hindus or anything like that. We are more like we're going to talk to them because we are not like that. You see, the part of that term Hinduism and all that came later. We're talking about very, very ancient spirituality where they said there is only one divinity, we are all one. And that divinity within us. See? And then
Correct.
morally, ethically also, if I think Manzu is me and everybody else is me internally, how can I hurt Manzu? I'll be hurting myself, right? So that,
Absolutely.
I mean, we may have different bodies, different minds, and all that's okay. But at the
That is how
core,
we learn also.
yeah,
We have a sentence
yeah,
like I salute the divinity within you, I
yeah,
forgive you and seek the forgiveness from you. Thank you, Almighty.
that's
This
it.
is the small affirmation we give when somebody, like intentionally and non-intentionally, if it is done also.
Yeah, that's it. That's where the Advaita Vedanta goes, which is about knowledge. It's not about all these rituals and everything and all that. And they're supposed to help you concentrate your mind and all that, but they mistake it and then they lose the real. They think very hard work, but actually it is not really hard work. It's a simple work. And I'm going to do a room on religion or spirituality. That's it. Simple. Okay. That way, at least they will understand I'm not coming with any. Because actually, when I first came to this country, I was exposed to Jita Krishnamurti. And he is very much against all this, right? He gurus and all, because they are turning people not to think, they rather believe and be children, not to use their own intelligence. So he kind of attacks that in a way that you will understand, yeah, what is going on. Because at the time, I've seen all these gurus exploiting people both in India and here, you know. So, hello Jaya, how are you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Jaya is there too, and Rajit said he will come back. Okay. Um, so for the people who are not here, my sister and my wife, we had a very nice discussion last night about spirituality as a whole, and especially they were talking about Kundalini. I kind of present to them what Raman Maharshi said. If you can really take away all that is not you, that is the non-selfical things, then uh, Manzu, you want to mute? Somebody's mic is on.
Yes, 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 I'm muting, I'm muting,
Okay.
I'm muting.
So it's a question of taking away what we are not, all the peels of layers, and then you really remain in that sahaja state. Sahaja means natural. That is the inner self. That itself is the kundalini and all that. If you don't understand all that, and people are promoting Kundalini like an energy that they can get, and they will be superman, superwoman, and then they will achieve everything, they are getting hurt. That's why people like Krishnamurti, Raman Maharshi, they tell you don't go there. Don't go at the Kundalini. Work with yourself, what you are. Separate all the egoic tendencies and all that, then you'll be really getting what you are and then losing what you are not. So I was presenting that. Then Manju asked a question about the Soha. So we do that in the morning routine, right? When we inhale, we say we are this witness consciousness, our conscious energy, our consciousness itself, our being, our inner human being, right? That is us. So we affirm that by saying, who am I? Koham. Soham is Sa plus Aham. Sa is the universal consciousness or God, and then Aham is us, individual self, right? And once we realize we are that, we are reflected the divinity within us, not that we are God, but we are that, and we're part of that, then immediately you'll be able to assert that witness of all your thoughts, all your things, everything. And then when you breathe out, actively discard what you are not. You have the body, you have the mind, they are your tools, but they are not you. But most of the time we are taught and built up to believe that this human body is us, this human thinking is us. But they are supposed to be our tools to help us along the life, not limit us from other people and all that. So that's what we were talking about last night. So we were kind of exploring what is Soham, what does it mean, how can you make it practical. Actually, there is nothing more practical than you breathing every day. Every time you breathe in, you have the chance to remember who you are, and you have the chance to discard who are not. What else meditation you need other than that? Actually, I was going to tell them when I'm going to talk on the sleep on 25th or 26th, Sunday night for us, Monday morning for them, next Sunday. I'm going to talk about what is sleep's role in our life, what kind of restorative sleep is possible, and why we are not having it in modern life. Why so many people are taking sleeping pills, why so many people don't have enough sleep so that they can restore their body better. So it's a question of how the humanity evolved in sleeping very well to sleeping little and not enough, and not able to really help their bodies and minds with their restorative sleep. Both as a physician, both as a yogi, and also really understanding what the human being is about. Then you will sleep every day, and then you will be able to get up with a much better energy. So I was going to give them the tools, and then one of the tools is this: when you breathe in, affirm who you are, assert who you are. When you breathe out, just discard what you are not. I think they do that with me in the morning routine, the people who come and do yoga with me. But then you can practice yourself. So that's what I was going to tell them. And this is like more like an introduction before we have the talk. So I'm going to give importance to the sleep, because a lot of people are taking something externally to sleep, you know but the more independent you are about yourself, you don't want to take medication, you don't want to take any aid from external thing, right? So that is good for you in the long run. It's going to be tough in the beginning. If the patient comes to me that has been taking sleeping for a long time, I would not take the sleeping pill away, because he already made it a requirement for him, right? And then he is dependent on that. And lots of times the sleeping medication dosage increases rather than decreases. And some people drink a lot of alcohol and think they are going to sleep. No, that's a pretty a bad effect. I will talk about that too. So some people may listen to music. That's all better. Some people may use light reading. That's okay. So things like that, okay. But there are some things that are really in the current culture, the uppers and downers, and using drugs, using alcohol, using sleeping pills, that really affecting our reticular activities, which is the sleep mechanism and all that, in the neurologically, that is affected. Your own thinking affects a lot. If you are thinking too much, right? Let's see, Sapna, how are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good. How are you right now?
Very good, very good. Okay. So, do you sleep well, Sapna? Are you there? I think our connection maybe. So we'll be talking about. Yeah. Do you sleep
Yes,
well?
sorry.
Yeah. Do you?
Yes, I sleep well.
Uh,
But sometimes there is disturbance and something.
yeah.
I woke up suddenly midnight 3:30,
Yeah.
and then I'm awake. Then I
Yeah.
switch on my phone. I put up some music or something, and then again I try to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a very common thing.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. This is a very common thing in our culture all over the world. So we're going to talk about that too. Some people they take alcohol and sleep, and then they wake up and they cannot go to sleep. That is also there. So I'll take you through the physiology of it and what happens is the neuroanatomy and all that. And then what are the practical things you can do on a daily basis that can help you enhance your quality of sleep. Okay. So simple things, if we do that, that will, but then you got to do them consistently. But before you do those natural things, you have to figure out where you are. Are you able to sleep well? Are you able to really sleep without aid of anything? Or are you thinking that sleeping is a waste of time? Do you know that? A lot of Americans, they think it's a waste of time. So they want to be maybe awake most of the time and they also perform, towards what? Destroying their health, So misconceptions like that are there. One of the executives who was working in the hospital, she came to me and said, we waste so much time sleeping 8 hours. Sometimes you need that, otherwise you will not be normally functioning or optimally functioning. So Jaya, Sapna, after the lecture, experiment with what I was going to suggest, and then follow up and tell me how your quality of sleep improved or not. You know, that will, yeah, that will be meaningful. Then you say, okay, you don't have problem, but you could optimize the quality of sleep so that regular sleep you are doing will be much better.
Yeah, I'll still like 1.5 year, maybe 2 years back, I was not able to sleep at all. Like my mother, she gave me video of Rog Nidra, but that only increased my anxiety.
Yeah.
So I used to switch it off, and then I used to listen to some stories and all. Nowadays, you have this stories on, I mean, audio stories and all. I used to listen to that, or maybe some music songs or anything.
Yeah.
Or maybe some bhajan or something. I mean, something or the other used to go on.
There is what is called.
I can say last 1 year, 1.5 years, yes, sleep is there, but in between, in some days it happens like I'm awake. Mostly sleep by 9:30, 10. I go to sleep.
Okay. There is a Maha mantra is called Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, right? Rama Rama, Hare Hare, like that, right? It goes on, continues. What it does is, more than religious intonations, who are not even, suppose you don't even believe in God, right? And then you are given this mantra. By doing that, what happens is your mind doesn't have a chance even going to anxious state. Otherwise, your mind will go. So you cannot really do the yoga nidra unless you understand how the anxiety is happening, how it can taken away. So that's what we go to do. I'm going to do that solution anyway. Then you'll understand what it is. Okay. It's a question of.
I used to listen to more of Hanuman Chalisa rather than either I used to switch on that Om thing, 108 ohms, or Hanuman Chalisa. These two things I used to play in the night.
Yeah. No, it's not only just listening to. Yeah, it is your mind has to be taken away from whatever it is going to think. That means you are so immersed in what you are hearing. Say, for example, you hear home, right? But if you read a home like it's a religious thing, it reminds you of religious gods and all that, then that's you making you think something else. So that's why instrumental music is better rather than lyrical. If the lyrical is there, then you will be caught in the meaning of it. Suppose you say Chalisa, Hanuman Chalisa, it's a wonderful thing, but there's a lot of science in that too. But if you are then you're thinking, just by chanting, I'm going to get a lot of strength, then that very thought that I'm going to get a lot of thought, that will make your mind go continuous. It is not silenced now. So, but when you do the instrumental music, for example, and you're really involved in the musicality of it, then your mind is quiet. It is not giving any particular. So for example, you do a Hindi song that is devotional, but you have seen that with your husband, like I spoke so many years ago, and your mind goes and recollects that. That way it engages in thought. It's not a bad thought or anything. It's just that mind goes on. You got it, Sapna?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beforehand it used to, but now means one of my friends, she is into this therapy and something. My school friend, some one and a half year back, I spoken to her. I said, like in the night, I feel means I'm not comfortable or anything. We chatted somewhere around one, and she told me just 15 minutes to do one therapy with me. Just a session, small session. So what she told me that you are not letting your husband go. You are just clinging him to yourself. Just let him go. That is why you are feeling so heavy. So she did that therapy with me. And after that, I was so relaxed. Means inside you can feel you. I used to feel light after that. Just 15 to 20 minutes she did with me. And I was completely means feeling light, more what do you say, satisfied and everything, because something or the other was going on. I was not able to concentrate and everything.
Yeah.
But after that,
see, your mind has an anchor with her talking, with her explaining, with her storytelling, and all that, which is trying to take your mind away from your own, nurturing it into so many networks. It is taken away by that. That's why somebody else is sitting there and telling you, relax, relax, relax. You will relax much better than yourself saying relax. You see? So you have to anchor your mind to something. The Mahamantra also specifically mentions you have anchored into the uttering of that word. It could be one word, any word, one also. Your mind is so anchored in that, it is not getting out of it and getting away to so many other places. That's why you have a profound relaxation response induced. This is like, for example, you are very familiar with fear and fight or flight, right? So suppose you see something danger, like an animal coming at you, right? Even the cow, running at you, or dog running at you and trying to want to bite you, then you will have this, I have to run, I have to get away from this danger, right? That one, the fear, anxiety, and all that. But people don't know that they can do that to themselves, induce that relaxation response in their mind. That's what happened to you when she was doing the therapy thing.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, the physical, you actually feel it. You actually experience it, that relaxation. You have not imagined it, So because your thought is taken away, anchored somewhere else, and you are not allowing the thought to go all over, you have that relaxation response happen in our brain. And that spreads all over. This is a get this book, Jaya. If you have, I know why I'm calling you Jaya. You're Sapna, Sapna, because uh, because somebody else came as Jaya and then left. I think. So what it is Sapna, you buy this Herbert Benson. He's a Harvard cardiologist. Herbert Herbert Benson, Benson. He wrote this book called Relaxation Response. Okay, that is based on mantra yoga. Okay, in say in mantra yoga, what you do, you go on repeating one particular mantra continuously, right? Without going into what benefits you will get, without going into what kind of god you are worshipping, all of that. So once you understood what is the principle of mantra yoga, not about connotations of religiosity, because a lot of people don't do it unless they have this images, this kind of focus on the god, and the god will punish them if they think something like that, right? So all those connotations, if you take away, he did just like that. He made people come and sit down and just say the word one, one, one. What they have to do is continuously do that one, 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 one. Engage the mind with that. If it goes away, bring it back to that. And then if you can manage for some time that kind of thing, it comes through you. Okay, it comes through you, and then you will be relaxed completely. See, I'm trying to explain to you what it is. What you do is, there's a very small book, old book too, because that has become a big institute, relaxation response institute. But then the fundamental basic book is the same. You can take it and read it and then practice it just like we do the mantra yoga. Okay. So see, what people are missing is they kind of fearful, oh, I have done something wrong, or I want something, and that's why I'm doing this mantra yoga. Then you are thinking still. Okay, what is important is having that focus where your thought is really submerged, and then relaxation response happens. You experience this, eh? Like you go to what do? You go to outward, there's nobody there, and then you have a tree and there are a lot of beautiful shade there, and you sit down and then don't let your thought go. You just feel the air, you look at the leaves, you look at the the wind blowing and all that, right? Just stay there and see how you feel about that. You see, then what happens? Completely quietness, quietude. People these days, they have so many impulses, they go on thinking, thinking, thinking. The important thing to recognize is when you need to think. But afterwards, don't allow it to run away by itself. Creative time, you can do that, but not all the time. See, that is why attending to whatever you are doing is important. Do this exercise today, Jaya. Jaya, not Jaya, Sapna. Do this exercise today. What it is I am going to be focused in whatever I am doing. Yeah, completely you will be attentive all day, and that helps you during the night to have a better sleep. Try it yourself. I am not saying you do anything, just whatever you do, you have breakfast, or you have some conversation with a friend, or with you are talking to your children, whatever. Complete attention. See that, am I really here or am I thinking something else? If you are thinking something else, don't blame yourself. Come back. What is going on? Am I in touch with what is going on? That's all. Then what happens? You really see that, okay, I have this gap between the thought. The more you allow the thought to continue, the more faster it becomes. But if you take a deep breath between the thoughts and get that particular gap, that silence between the two thoughts, that's it. Right?
Yeah, I'll surely try that.
Yeah. Rachit, a lot of noise coming from you. Yeah. So it's a simple thing, Sapna. Okay. It's not, you see, these things are not directed personally to anybody. We're discussing here so that you catch the principle and help yourself. Everybody else can understand that too. Right, Sapna? Because the other day somebody said, "You're pointing me out." I said, "It's not you pointing out, it's the problem we are pointing out, and then discussing it so that we all can benefit from the solution of it." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is a common, this kind of lack of sleep and all that. Okay. Rachit, Rachit, a lot of noise from there. You know.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Mute yourself when you want to talk, then put up. That will be okay. Hi, Raghava. I don't know.
How are you?
I am great. I'm having a conversation here. We're talking about.
Happy to see you all the time.
Yeah. See, we are talking about sleep, and Sapna was sleeping, and she had an experience with a therapist, and we're going through all that, you know. So we recommended a book, small book by Hubbard Benson. It's called Relaxation Response. You know, Sapna, what I used to do, my patients who have come with high blood pressure, anxiety, and really not able to sleep very well, I used to tell them this exercise, make them do in my exam room, and then recommend this book. And a lot of people who are on sleeping medication, either we reduce the medication dosage or they went off of it completely, but they didn't go right away after a certain time. We tapered the dose. And then some people are without medications. I thought that was a great thing because I don't like too many medications in the system, you know. I myself don't take anything, you know. So even after surgery, appendectomy and all that, I never took any narcotics, and the nurses went crazy. They said, "You cannot suffer pain, you have to take it." I said, "No, no, I don't suffer pain because I have a very high threshold." They can't understand how it is. The more you bear it, the less suffering you have from the pain. Yeah, you know, Gandhiji, he had appendectomy done without any anesthesia. So I had a colonoscopy done without any anesthesia. And the gastroenterologist is a friend of mine. He's also Indian too. He understands what it is about me that I can take that, you know. Then he said he was doing it, and the nurses were kind of, how could he take it without taking any anesthesia and all? And then he said, I did the same. I know what he's talking about. They thought we both are a couple of weirdos doing that. It's not. We are educated doctors. We know how the pain works, how the pain medications work. How can you be without pain medications as much as possible? See, Sapna? So it's all a question of understanding how our thought works, how our mind works, and then not letting go by itself. Then it will be okay. See, we call this wellness oasis, meaning that we kind of not being weird about promising too many things for people, but at the same time, we are not doing the reflexive traditional medication only. No, it is about our lifestyles, it is about our understanding, it is about really approaching with a rational attitude what is truth, what is not, and how we can suppose it tells our weakness about taking pain pills just like that, then that is the one which bred so much pain threshold going down, and that's why they can take anything. They have to pop up pills. You know how many elderly people do Motrin here, ibuprofen, right? And then that is over the counter. So they go and take it, and they pop so many things. But it can cause GI bleeding in the stomach, in the colon, and all that. And many people came in shock because they were bleeding from the GI tract. So first thing we always do is she taking the Motrin or not? You know, so that kind of abuse is happening not because doctors are prescribing, but because these medications are available and people are over taking them. They don't want to put up with a small pain and then take less, but rather than see always this what I call this oasis is here. I always bring people back to their lifestyles, understanding it and taking responsibility, and then changing them safely. You cannot drop everything just like that. For example, we talked about sleeping pills. Somebody is there. We don't want to say no sleeping pills for you. We say taper it down, then it will be better, rather than suddenly stopping and then suffering from it. Some people may come out of it okay, but most of the people are hurt when they are. That's they don't understand. By taking the medications so often, we kind of lose it, right? The control, and then to get it back is a very very difficult thing. Okay.
Yeah, not even sleeping pills. What I have seen for my husband, like he was on blood thinner from 2006. First attack he had in 2006, and left ventricle was almost damaged.
Yeah.
So after that, he was on this blood thinner, and means in 2012 he got a pacemaker planted. Just before that pacemaker, 2-3 months before, he had pneumonia, and doctors say that pneumonia means the lungs were filled with water and it pushed the heart more badly. So left ventricle, it was a complete heart failure.
Yeah.
So he had gone for this pacemaker, but pacemaker CRTD. So it has to be changed every 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the second time when we were getting it changed, suddenly the report showed hemoglobin was very low. We couldn't understand. Doctor said maybe this is because of some, you are taking this blood thinners for such a long time. It has caused that iron in the lower side, it is showing. Then he had gone through this all the testings and everything to just see whether some leakage is there or something means there, some cut or wound or something inside. But they could not find anything of that sort. Because just before the second implant, they had to go with all those testings and everything before the change of the battery. So that time, then I realized that taking of too much of blood thinner also causes this.
Yeah.
That's what the doctors, they said, this is because of the blood thinners and Deuter you are taking from 2006.
Yeah.
These are the side effects of these medicines.
Yeah. These are the, they kind of put there because they don't want any more clotting in the system. That's why they want to put you on that continuously, because they only look at longevity, probable not having that's all okay. But then any medication by definition can potentially cause side effects, right? But the blood thinners interfere with the clotting mechanism, which is a whole lot of series of steps. Any one particular step will start to what is called occult bleeding. You may not discover it with your eyes, but if you test it, you will get. So they have, if you do the blood indices, that blood indices will show you whether it is because of vitamin B12 deficiency, or alcohol taking, or losing iron, or not able to produce any iron. All those way we go about it, right? They will establish whether you have a hemoglobin loss, or or the hemoglobin is it is there but it's not available. So many ways we look at it, right? We determine either it is nutritional anemia or blood loss anemia, or blood production lack of anemia, like that, right? So we just by doing the simple blood test CBC, we look at the what's called mean corpuscular volume, MCV. If it is greater than 100, then we know it's because of the vitamin B12 all calculated and all that deficiency. Whereas it is very very low, then you will say it's because of the blood loss. A lot of women, because of the monthly cycle, they do have the microcytic anemia, because they're losing blood, you know. But whereas a male, other people may be losing through excretory system, you know, that is there. So we need to check the stool and all that. That's a very simple thing that we do. Stool test, and then you detect occult blood in there. Then you know they are losing like that. You see, then you have to go on. But these days, we don't even have to do the colonoscopy by traditional method. That's ideal. But you can give them a capsule that will go and take all the pictures, and then we put all the pictures together with a computer, and we is equal to pill colonoscopy, we call it, right? Then we will know about. So all these things you have to do, interpret in the context of the patient situation, you know. But generally, encouraging them to take medications for everything and then expect no interactions or no side effects is unrealistic, because doctors don't have that much time. It's better you get educated about whatever you're taking, you get educated about what are the problems with it, you get educated about what are the interactions with other medications. Otherwise, you go and take Motrin over the counter just because it is available there, then you will cause bleeding because you are on the blood. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing, and when we realized that after that he had that sleep problem, so doctor he was admitted for 2 days to see why the sleep, because as soon as he wanted to sleep and with a jerk he used to get up. Then sleep apnea was given.
Yeah.
Then he said that either you purchase the machine. Then we researched and everything. They said you have to do a lot of exercises. Then with one physiotherapist, he used to go twice, and with like just a simple step up or a hopping on the ball. He started with 5 counts, and just before the detection of TB, he used to do at one stretch 200 counts.
Yeah.
He had improved so much. Doctors were so happy. The medication had reduced, not too much, but little bit of the dosage was reduced and everything.
Yeah.
So we came to the conclusion that exercise we have to do. Without exercise, we cannot move forward.
Did they tell you that he has what is called pulmonary hypertension?
No.
Yeah. See, that is the sleep apnea. Yeah, sleep apnea, that left ventricular failure, all of that leads to lot of retention of the fluid into his lungs, you know, or they're not really opening up that much. That's why it's because of pulmonary hypertension, and that is sleep disturbances, apnea, sudden waking up. All those things point to that, you know. So there is not much treatment except treating the other things, you know. So that may be the problem for him too.
Yeah, but they didn't say anything regarding that. They just did one testing with putting some too many wires and everything, and monitoring when he used to get up and sleep. Oxygen level, they said that oxygen is not reaching to the brain. That is why with a jerk he's getting up. As soon as he wants to sleep or he goes into sleep, with a jerk he used to get up because there was no oxygen in the brain.
That's true, because
that's what was told.
That's what happens is apnea means it builds up carbon dioxide, and the oxygen drive is low. That's why they have to get up, you know. Very classic thing, you know. So if you have a protuberant abdomen, you have a short neck, you know, this is called Mr. Pickwick syndrome. They used to call it way back in England when they first saw it. And then now we know it is a sleep apnea, and then people have a lot of problems with the breathing, and also a lot of problem with blood pressure high in the lungs because all this happened.
Doctors, they were trying to convince us, "Will you please buy this machine? This is very much required."
Yeah.
Then we got it on rent for 1 year, I suppose. Yeah. Then he was so determined. No, I'll do exercise and I'll recover from this. So
Yeah.
with that determination, he used to do twice daily
Mm.
exercises with the physiotherapist. She used to monitor the heart rate and everything.
Yeah.
And with 5 counts, he went up till 200 counts at one stretch. We were not able to do that much, but he had made himself so strong. No,
Mm.
I have to do that. That determination was there.
Yeah, but sometimes the physical system may not have to cooperate, right? So that's good thing he had willpower and he is doing it, but a lot more is to reduce the weight and also really um, understand when the need of the machine is more. So it's like a,
Yeah.
it becomes like you're taking the sleeping pill to sleep. This system becomes because it positive airway pushes the tissues not to come and block it. That's why it keeps the upper
Oh,
airway patent, and you have to keep under sleep. That is like a mechanical need. You know, that's not a
mhm.
medication, a mechanical need. So I know a lot of people feel very uncomfortable looking wearing the mask and all that. You know, so that's why if you understand obesity and the connection with sleep apnea and also leading to pulmonary hypertension, that is a right heart failure on top of the left ventricular failure he had. So that's the problem, you know. So uh, that's why I always bring back to our lifestyles, identifying these
Correct.
problems, this education and what you're talking about, to other people in their own family, in their own
Mhm.
experience, they can see this kind of thing. So instead of waiting all the complications to happen and react it, understand this and then be proactive about not becoming obese, not becoming this kind of body shape and all that. You can really help yourself by understanding simple things. Move the
Yes,
body,
sir.
eat less, and then
Yeah.
do that. That's what it is.
No, after that thing, though, he made sure that all of us, means all four of us, we have to do exercise no matter what.
Yeah.
We have to do. Maybe you're doing half an hour, that's okay, but you have to do
Yeah,
exercise.
no doubt about it, because we got used to sitting down, we got to lying down and all that. So even my sister, she is 83 or so. She works and she gets up and goes around. And I showed her some things that she can do with the strings and all that, you know. So it's we have so many alternatives to do exercise while sitting down and getting up as much as possible and moving as much as possible. That is more than enough. That's a functional thing, right? And then you can
Yeah.
combine that with 3 times real rigorous exercise, or you walk so much of distance, you know. So but identifying, I'm getting into this comfort, I'm teaching my body this inertia, that is people have to realize.
Correct.
Yeah. Before I used to play a lot. We used to have to walk because we don't have conveyance. But now we have cars, we have vehicles that we can use them, you know. Do you know you can
Now
do
you have
exercise
to
in
go
the car?
outside from to play,
Yeah.
not in the playground.
Yeah. Yeah. Sapna, do you know you can do exercise
Yeah.
in the car?
In the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, breathing exercises.
No, no. Physical exercise.
Physical. No, no, I don't
Yeah,
know
you
about
see,
that.
very simple, very simple. Let's share that here. You know, you are driving, right?
Yeah.
And then you're
Yeah.
here we have automatic drive most of it. So what we do is we kind of put the car in the cruise, that it can. If you don't want to use the accelerator, then you can withdraw both legs and put them down, and then looking at the road. Don't take away the gas from it, but you can put the left hand onto the right side and then turn your neck to head to the right side and have the stretch right at the lower lumbar spine,
Wow.
right? And also, yeah, yeah, while driving you can do that, you know. Another thing is you can extend one leg and then extend the foot up forward, and also put it down, lift it up, put it down, do it about 10 times like that. You can do the pumping like you're cycling, like you're getting up on the toes and going out to the, see, you can do at the
I think
feet,
that is
at the knee, at the spine, and also at the neck. I teach it actually because when you combine those stretches with the deep breathing, the accumulation of this inertia is not there and you feel better. You don't get tired that much after the drive.
Yeah.
I used to do this because I had to go. Yeah, I used to do this up now because I had to go to driving to other hospitals, and once a week I had to drive. I stay there 1 week there and then come back, right? But sometimes it's 6 to 8 hours to drive. My wife and me, we used to go together. She used to stay at the hotel, do her own computer work, and I was going to the hospital, coming back, and then we used to go for dinner. But then when we are traveling, we had to travel 6 to 8 hours in the car because and that is much better because we can stop wherever we want. In the plane, again, you have to go and wait, and it's just the same time. But then by taking the car, we can take all our stuff with us. You see, the food and everything. And so, but in the car, so 6 to 8 hours, I automatically did these exercises so that my body is not stationary completely. Otherwise, just sit down, I'll go there, or you can do this. You can, we have rest areas here, right? Where you can go and go to the bathroom and drink water, come back and all that. Then you can walk in that pathway a couple of times. I used to, a lot of truck drivers used to come as patients to me, and they all have this sleep apnea because they have to drive so many 12, 13, 18 hours like that, and they're sitting, they all became obese. So how to get them, because they can't afford to go to anywhere, right? So I tell them, stop at the rest area and walk around it 3 or 4 times. They used to do that, and then they used to do this exercise in the vehicle, and they reduced weight like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think
Yeah, but
this?
I think that is possible in the automatic, not with the gear one,
Yeah.
where you have to, and in Bangalore especially,
Yeah.
with this clutch and brake only,
Yeah.
I think many exercises is
Yeah,
done.
but you can do that too. You can doing that, but you can do the spinal twist, neck twist. You can do that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, that we can do.
yeah. Another thing is
Because
you can do the
exercises is
breathing.
already done.
Yeah, breathing exercises, right? Breathing exercise very
Yeah.
nice. But what I'm saying is, if you have the awareness that I need to
Yeah.
get away from this inertia or accumulation of what is called tamas. In yoga, it's called tamas. Tamas is when you are not moving, when you are making your river of blood stationary. You remember all the water that is flowing is fresh.
Hmm.
The water that is stagnant will accumulate a lot of dirt in it.
Correct.
So the same thing with your blood and plasma and the lymph. So somehow you can allow this flow going on little or more. If you can walk around the car, parked somewhere, walk around the car.
Hmm.
It's the awareness. The awareness is not about thinking, it is awareness of where my body is. Am my body feeling like a lethargic inertia? That is the one you should be aware of and get rid of it as soon as possible.
Correct.
See,
Dr. Rao, I have to take my daughter to dentist.
Yeah.
I'll leave the call.
Okay,
Thank
no
you so
problem.
much.
No problem.
Yeah, thank
no
you.
problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Manzu is back. Manzu missed, we were talking about a lot of stuff about sleep apnea, quality of sleep, and medication use, and bleeding through the gut by taking ibuprofen, a lot of things. So, you have anything that you want to talk about, Manju? Manju, are you there? I can see you, but your mic is muted though. I don't know what happened to other people. One by one, they came and one by one they dropped. I don't know the problems with the internet or something else, occupied or whatever. Anyway, I was telling Sapna about this talk we're going to have on next Sunday night, 8 p.m. My time, that is Central Time. Chicago time, 7:30 morning on the Monday for India, right? That's when we do in the morning. So 6:30, I think, 6:30 morning. Yeah, 6:30 for them and 8 o'clock for me in the night. Um, and we are going.
Dr. Rao, I have one question for me.
Yeah.
Uh, After hysterectomy,
Uh,
uh, ovaries and uterus both has been removed.
yeah.
How do you maintain that estrogen and progesterone? What can be done to maintain that?
Yeah, it depends upon how they were when the estrogen progesterone got normal and how they are reacting now, needing the replacement. Because hormone replacement therapy, HRT we call it, is controversial because some people had cancer accentuation with the estrogen. So you take the history of the uh, um, families. Is a family's history of cancer and also patient's history of
It was
yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, Dr. Rao.
Yeah.
It was fibroid,
Mm.
and slowly the fibroid was keep on increasing 1, 2, and 3, and there was multiple,
Yeah, but why do they have to remove the ovaries though? They could remove the hysterectomy is quite often done for fibroids because they are bleeding, they are massive size and all that. So we do recommend they take that out later as the presentation, by patient. So once that is removed, why do you have to remove the ovaries?
uh, because they sense like after some few years if ovaries get affected because the one more surgery have to go through.
Yeah.
Because the person has already went through like family planning open surgery, then the hernia, umbilical hernia open surgery, then this is the third surgery of removing the hysterectomy.
Yeah.
Then
No,
later,
hysterectomy is
if
okay.
something happens, again you cannot go for surgery.
Yeah, but that is a bad thinking because that is not there anymore.
Yes.
Because hysterectomy with oophorectomy, they used to do for the convenience, like that is really changed. We want to preserve the ovaries and we want to remove only the hysterectomy.
Okay.
See, that's why the mistake was done because the medical thinking is convenient. Maybe they have ovarian cancer down the line. That also is not really a good thing because nowadays we have laparoscopic surgery.
Yeah, it is through laparoscopy only they have done it.
Okay, very good. But still, when you take the natural hormonal producing organs, you got to have the replacement because body needs some amount of it.
She's my cousin and she has gone through this.
There are refined products of the hormones, like a selective, like a cardio selective, we use only medications like a beta blockers, we use cardio selective means that they don't cause problem to the cardium, right? Like that. There is a big movement among the OB-GYN doctors who really advocate less hormonal replacement rather than more because they see the side effects of the cancer and all that. So that's a controversial, but you have to judge everybody according to the patient and then replace the hormone therapy according to how they can tolerate, right? Sometimes these menopausal symptoms, all that happen, they are tolerated better than taking medications and then lose that tolerance. So it depends upon the patient. If the patient is not able to tolerate because of mental makeup or cultural factors and all that, well, then they will give a little bit more. Otherwise, there will be there is a big movement in the OB-GYN doctors not to do the hysterectomy at all as much as possible, not to do the oophorectomy as much as possible, and also not to use too much of hormones as much as possible. But these are all subjective causes. According to the patient, you have to determine. In general, there is a movement about not taking out the hysterectomy because uterus just because it is present. That used to be the practice for the money and all that. But now, try to preserve as much natural organs as possible. And if you have to take it out, then don't interfere with the functional of it. Like a oophorectomy means that's a big deal. You know, uh, that's a big deal. And you're taking over the hormonal system, and then you are giving external hormones which are possible carcinogenic.
Correct.
Yeah. So these are risks. That's why, suppose
we
you.
cannot replace, something is better than nothing from the food items, the way food change, what can be taken.
There are foods that can influence the hormonal secretion by the ovary, right? Variation of the levels of that, how that is there. But then that is Ayurveda. Then you have to know what is the natural thing that can enhance estrogen production or that can decrease that. That's why if you go the natural herbal medications allow inner functioning happening better, that is much better because it is nature, right? So they don't give it to you just because everybody has cough, everybody gets the same medication. No, everybody has cough according to the doshas they have, right?
Okay.
You have pitta dosha, you'll get one kind of thing. You have vata dosha, you get other kind of thing. So we kind of, in Ayurveda, we go to the deep into the energies and give medications or natural supplements according to this so that organs work better. Whereas what is mechanical about allopathy is they look at the mechanical effects of symptoms and then they give the like that. They're really missing the inner etiology of it. This is a very subtle thing, but lots of time people heal themselves with their own natural immunity, natural healing capacity. But if you do excess, then you'll be into trouble. Did you get the point, Manju? So it's a
I got it.
Yeah, it's more about understanding what is our prakriti, natural state of metabolism, and how it has gone into vikruti, deranged, out of balance. And to bring the balance by inculcating your own inner healing powers is Ayurveda. Okay. Whereas this one is like just react to the effect, what happens, and really are not understanding what's going deep with it. So I am like through yoga, through the sattvic diet, through my understanding thought, because what did I say? I am in awareness, and then I use thought as needed. Then I end the thought. That means I'm not doing even that function of thought also without any understanding or anything like that. Okay. Then I don't allow my thought to go on continuously. Okay. But I will be the witness of that, and then I won't actively give stimulus and all that. So that's why I spend the time in meditative awareness without doing the meditation. So if you are in the mind as the base, as your primary identification, you need to calm it down. That's why you need the meditation. But if you are using mind as a tool and then witnessing the mind's activities, mind has no way to go forward and network and all that. People do the network very, very quickly, and they establish that by thinking the same thing again and again. And that's why, whether they like it or not, already neuroplasticity wise, new brain has formed that will react and think all the time and that kind of thing. So that's why I understand there is no mind, only thoughts. Those thoughts, you can observe them because their thoughts are happening to you in awareness. You are not happening awareness in the thoughts, right? You're aware, alert, then the thoughts coming in.
Yes.
Simple. Everybody can see for themselves. And then when you are observing the thoughts, they don't race that much. That is the rest you give. That is the real strength that you bring it out. So suppose you have an illness, You don't react with fear, anxiety, and all that. That itself healing you. You see how we make our own healing mechanisms, put it aside in so many ways. So suppose you are like that, quiet mind. That's why I have to say, move your body, avoid the inertia. Don't think too much, keep your mind silent as much as possible, and also whatever you eat or allow into your body should be naturally compatible with your inner nature. If we do this, you will be healthy for long. This is how the longevity secret of yogis and Ayurveda people is that they are always in alignment with the nature, not only externally but internally. Don't let the thought take it away and then out of your awareness.
Okay, doctor.
Got it? It's a very simple actual for you probably, Mansu. So the lesson is here. Are you aware all the time, or are you aware only in spots? That means, suppose a danger comes, then my attention, my awareness, everything is here. The pilot who is going down in a plane crash, he took 1 minute for them to, from the top of the sky, to come and touch the ground, right? And he said that is the most alive moment he ever had in his life. That is the most attentive he has. Bring that kind of attention to every movement.
Okay.
Then you don't have to really stress. You just be in the moment. Am I here or not? Am I going into my thought and going into the past? Or maybe I'm going there to bring some lesson. Now that's okay. But living your emotions, living your experiences in the past. I wish I had done that. That kind of generates negative thought. Right? You regret, you are complaining, you are blaming somebody and all that. They produce hormones that are detrimental to you. See, if you are angry, you are not hurting anybody. You are hurting only yourself.
Correct.
And people don't see that. There are other things also, but once you are aware like that, you'll be naturally calm. Because if you get agitated, it's going to hurt you, right? And then the more you come back to it, the natural it becomes. It's not that we are all there at the stage, all the time calm, but only the siddhas, the enlightened people are like that. But we could try to be as much as possible during the day.
Correct.
So what I'm saying, don't be reactive. What I'm saying, be responding to things to do what. Suppose you and me were talking about something, and why do you have to react? Somebody else, the other day they reacted that I'm pointing out their inner thing, and then she didn't really felt comfortable. Fine, but who is that reacting? That is the one you want to understand. Your egoic mind. But if you take it like this is a satsang, when we come, we kind of want to share the human problems we have in our life here and now, and then take some wise ways so that we can improve ourselves. Then what happens? The problem not yours, everybody else's problem, and then they're not going to judge you based on that. If they judge, then again their ego. But if they come from the humanities, okay, they will have sympathy, they will have empathy, they will have understanding of the problem better and all that. If you look at that way, then it doesn't become your problem. Somebody pointed at, or somebody said about, I don't want to air my dirt in the air. All that is your own inner egoic mentality going on. Satsang is where we come and say we're going to seek the truth about our problems. We're not going to judge just because somebody has the problem, they are bad people. We just know that they are not aware, they are not showing the knowledge that they have already. They carried away, right? So this is the spirit we will promote, Manju. This is satsang spirit. Even in the Vopianas, I know so many people, resent when I come and talk about it, because they see the egoic thing going on in them, but they don't want to lose the ego. You know, that's why this, it has to be according to what they want, not according to what is truth. See, in debate, what it is, I have to be proved, I have to be, validated, and I have to be saying, what I know is the good thing. Everybody else has to agree with that. But in satsang, I don't know. I will look at other people's experience also. Maybe something I will share there that will help me to go to towards the truth. What is important is aligning ourselves to the truth seeking, truth quest, and let the truth liberate us, not the authority. This person is saying egoically, I know this, I am the authority, so you got to listen.
Very true.
Nobody is going to listen to you because they have their own ego, right? They want to protect themselves. First of all,
listen what we want to listen. That's more
yeah, enough. That's it. That's why like-mindedness, they saw, more resonate with me. All that is wanting everybody to come to your limited understanding. But if you don't even know that you are limited understanding,
yes,
how?
If everybody understands this, life becomes very smooth and easy. Nothing is there to go with it.
No, it becomes smooth and easy if you are following the truth, Manzu. Like, for example, I have sleep problem. Just because I have a sleep problem doesn't mean I did a crime. It's a fact. And then you get the knowledge, and then you allow your truth seeking, then you will be able to follow it. See, I always repeat this. Truth as the authority, not authority as the truth. When you assert your ego, you are saying, I am the authority, and then this is the truth. That means you want to rub it on other people without really realizing you are not there at the truth, you are suffering because of that. You see, like take the, for example, religion, spirituality. We were talking about not worship, not religious, rituals or belief or nothing. What we were exploring was, what is spirituality? What is the inner workings of the mind? How can I really understand that? So that is for everybody, not just for you and me, right? But if somebody doesn't want to go there and they just want to stay, believe, and then stun their mind, we cannot do anything about it. So I kind of want to clarity on people, because the religious rituals and all that in Vedas, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, don't be in that ritual part of it. Get out of it and go to the Gnana Kanda. Right in the second chapter, Manzu, right in the second chapter, it is there. You know what? You should join me when I'm reciting, not reciting, and I'm really going through the Bhagavad Gita, especially second chapter. I think you will like it.
You give me the Indian timing, doctor, when it is so that I can join.
Usually in the morning time, like 6 o'clock my time means 4:30 for you. In the 4:30 in the evening, that is something. That is not like I speak and you'll know. It's we kind of go through that and understand the meaning of it, and understanding where we are misunderstanding it, or understanding where we are not seeing it as it is, because we are confined with our own knowledge. See, that's why knowledge should not become an impediment after a while. Knowledge is where you get the insight and drop all the data.
Correct.
Otherwise, you are filled with all this energy, you're a scholar, you have achieved so much recitation and all that. That's all nonsense. Has it transformed you within? See, people get caught up in, I know so much, I know I can quote so much and all that. But are you living that? For that, nobody needs to be an evidence. You are the ones who can tell whether you are living the truth or you are just saying it and you are not living it.
Correct.
This looks very tough on a lot of people, but that's the only thing that transforms us from our ignoic state to knowledge state. The knowledge is seeping through us and helping us. Suppose I'm talking about diet all the time, but I don't eat properly, chew properly, and then really, be fasting normally, naturally. That means don't allow to eat all the time. Eat only certain time, but eat properly, right? So if you are not doing that, who are you kidding? Who are you really, cheating yourself? So that is where ritualism, all that they are going to do the rituals in turn. I want to get this from the God. Whereas spirituality is like, I'm going to examine my spirit, understand where it is, and transform it and get the benefit immediately. That's just because you're reading Bhagavad Gita doesn't mean anything. Have they sunk in? And then they have come in. Remember, we talk about Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasana. Medical facts are also like that. We were talking about medical use of medications for our sleep. Is that really changing our internal anatomy physiology, and thereby we have long-term problems, or is it really we don't care about it, and then we weep when the long-term effects come? That is what is happening with the chronic diseases. People discover them because they have been uninvited for lots of time. They eat and they do whatever they want without thinking this can come here. This is what is happening with the processed food, for the fast foods and all that, right? Like last night, that lady was saying about that's very true. I always believed that. No fast food, no food is in the containers. Fresh food grown by us are grown organically, pluck them and eat them right away. That is, don't cook them too much as the raw, or boil or something like that. Then it will be a lot of problems will go down because you'll be the same weight, you don't build up obesity, you have energy, and then you're taking the food for the fuel, and then after that, yeah, it is not the psychological problem. You see, did I tell you, my brother and me, we used to have this argument all the time where I used to think food is a nutritional need. And that's why we have to eat just to survive and have the energy to do the stuff we are supposed to do. It's like, for me, always like we got to be something else than just existing ourselves or thinking about ourselves, body and all. But he thought we are here to enjoy the good food, and otherwise there is no meaning, right? So I never thought food is the everything. Food is only one thing in life. Food is only the one to give us nutrition, to keep us healthy, to be going and doing what we can do. That way it is important, but it should not be my psychological obsession. It should not be psychological need for me. Because that attitude, I don't have all this. I have to have this kind. I have to eat it. I have to eat all the time. It's not there. And the next step is only eat when you're hungry.
Only hungry, correct.
Don't teach yourself to gain these habits of taste. See, that's what they do in America lots of times. If the kid is there, he's upset about thing. He comes and he says, "Oh my God, I don't have this something, a toy or something." He's crying. They give him a cookie, right? And that cookie is like kind of important for him, and then he will get used to that. Whenever I have discomfort in my mind or in my emotions, I can eat food. Many women become obese on this path. They were given these cookies or whatever to keep the child quiet, and they learn that is the comfort. That's why they call comfort food. Your comfort should be not to depend on any other agent outside, but to figure out why I'm upset about this. And what is in my system that is demanding these things, that I'm making myself dependent on this, addictive to that. See, that is what is called pratyahara. Instead of, in the West, they allow the senses to go out and indulge. And they think it's suffering if you can take back. But in the West, they saw this. That's why they can No, I don't want to be a slave to the external agent, so I don't want to allow my senses to go after them. So they were cultivated the vairagya about external things, and then they were able to withdraw the senses because they have the fullness within. Once you identify the fullness and stay there, you will not need anything from outside, only for the survival. Just eat because you can eat any fruit that you see there. You don't have to really say, I have to have this kind of fruit this way all this time. You see how many problems are there. I wrote a book on the obesity, Manzoor. In that book,
Okay.
I address number one is this taste is a big problem. NIH, National Institute of Health, they did a major study way back in 80s or somewhere. They were able to address every other problem in obesity at that time because it's not a big problem at the time. But they could not address this taste factor because most of the people live for food. Most of the people like an enjoyable thing. Most of the people is a social thing, having lunches, dinners, and all that. And most of the people don't realize they are building this monster within them, the taste machine induced master. And then when they are deprived or when they don't have the seasonal or they don't have the availability of the food, okay, on the hills, you can only eat whatever is available, right? Then they have a lot of suffering going through. And then eating food causes a lot of suffering and a lot of pleasure too. But its original need is just the nutritional need. Sustain you, give you energy. That is the important thing. And that's why the more vital natural food that you get, the better it is for you. But if you cook it, if you kill the food, and if you do all that, then we put salt and oil for the taste, then you get used to that. And then down the line, if you are upset, the only thing you know is I need comfort food. The food that gives me comfort from the psychological problems. That is one thing I addressed, how to be away from the nutritional taste and all that, pratyahara. Okay. And then second thing is body image. I become fat, then I don't feel like I'm beautiful anymore. I become thin, then I feel like I'm inferior to other people. I don't have the strength. All those things come, right? But body is your tool. Why are you identified with how the body is? You can be obese, but inward you identified with who you are, and then you can operate on the body better. Instead, body giving a complex, you are strong enough to act on the body. Get it? That is about realizing who you are really, And the third thing that is really problem in modern society is about this attitude of food. Without food, I cannot survive at all. They miss the point of importance of the breathing, importance of keeping quiet, and slowing down the metabolism. So you will need less food to survive, and less food optimally metabolized so that you use all the food that you have eaten. That means naturally we have a healing mechanism. Naturally we have a strong metabolic drive. Don't let it go. Yeah.
This, I think, I believe, the more you meditate and the more you inhale and exhale, less you eat your food.
Exactly. That's what the yogis used to do. What they used to do is to carry a pot with the water. They used to take water in between. But then mostly they were breathing deep. That made their mind go down. See, the rapidity of thought and the breathing are related. The faster you breathe, the thought becomes faster. The faster you think, the breathing becomes faster. That's why you sit down and slow down the breath, and that is how their minds kind of slow down. Shakti, from the Shakti, both the things come, thinking and the breathing. So if you understand that, then you'll be breathing deeply all the time. and
Yes, yes,
really
doctor. I
making
saw.
it a regular routine. And then what they
Yes.
did, they have said external life I want to simple, but internal life, the more I calm my mind, the more insightful I become, the more understanding I become, the more able to understand what is what much better, right? So they extended their life because they reduced the number of breaths they are breathing on a minute by minute basis. Because you have so many thousands of breaths in life, you can use them pretty quickly if you are anxious, if you are breathing rapidly, or you can slow it down and you have so many breaths left to survive. See
Correct, doctor.
how it is related all. So they are living as 120 years. They lived a better quality and they didn't have to go out for everything. Their needs are minimal and
Mm-hmm.
they enjoy the serenity of the mind and energy and prana in the body.
Yes, doctor.
See everything how much is related to yogic life is.
So,
Yeah.
so the meditation, inhaling and exhaling,
Mm.
even that will reduce your weight and you don't feel like hunger,
Yeah.
first of all,
Yeah.
and the metabolism increases. Is this meditation and chanting mantra, is the both are same all the way?
No, I don't call it meditation. I will call calming down the mind.
Okay.
See, the
How
meditation
does
you
it
want to
become?
bring all the thoughts together because we are allowing the thought to go all over. What happens with the breathing is when you upasana, basic first thing is you bring all your attention to the breathing. And as you start to breathe and focus on that, inevitably thoughts come. The more you train.
Because more
Yeah.
than a breathing, I do chanting more. Means I
No,
do
the same
meditation
mechanism.
on breathing. That's true.
Same
I do
mechanism.
chanting more.
Chanting involves a lot of breathing.
Yeah, I do
Oh,
chanting
see,
more.
when
I
you
love
say
to chant actually.
no, do that, no problem. But the mechanism is the same because chanting actually makes it
And
much more interesting to get the deep breaths.
the interesting part is the chanting goes with the Lotus Sutra.
No,
Lamya
that is
meditation.
your philosophical understanding going there. That is different. But you suppose you don't have the access to that. Suppose you don't
Mm,
understand that. But the simple thing is just the vibration of the sound of the mantra.
mm.
That itself is good enough. So you don't have
Okay.
to do anything except do om, om, om. You're deep breathing and breathing out. At the same time, you have something to hang on to. Normally people can be silent and then just deep breathe. They have to have something to hang on to. Either they are praying something in front of them, or they are repeating a mantra, or they are doing the chanting because of the japa, tapa, dhyana, like
And
that.
I believe you would have definitely came across this Lamya or Indika Lotus Sutra if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. But then that's not the only one. Everything is like that. It's about movement of the mind. It's about allowing our inner whole thing be holistic, not to go all over. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
these are instruments. But then
Yeah.
people give other values to that. That's the danger. That's where
Mm.
they say this is better religion, this is better religion, and they fight. But the whole
As
principle.
such, it is as such it is like near my house. We have a BSG cultural center where they come and chant all together every Sunday.
Yeah, that's fine.
Daimoku and Gongyo they do.
Yeah,
That's what Daimoku is almost like Lotus Sutra and Gongyo they do.
yeah.
In
But
front
then
of Gohanzo,
you,
they sit and they chant.
yeah, we don't have to label this because this is how we are all separated. Say different
Mm.
religions, different cultures. For me, anybody who walks in front of me, I don't care about what kind of conditioning that they have with the religiously.
Mm.
For me, they are human beings.
Mm.
They may have their own learning, they may have operated, but essentially they came to feel better, feel calmer, feel aligned and harmonious. Okay, that's all human beings want. But some people want to separate. Unless you accept my religion, you are not part of me. That separation is the problem with actually religious practices are supposed to be.
For me, only that I took that mantra chanting and I found it is very
No, that's fine,
important.
Manju.
Whenever I
No,
chant
no.
that mantra, there
Yeah.
is a peace, there is a
That's it.
happiness,
That's it.
there
See,
is lot of transformation. That
that's
is
it.
more than enough for me.
That's it. No, that's fine. But the thing is, asking somebody else to do that becomes a problem because they are not believing in that. But you are using it as a tool, which is not a problem. You can use it and then get that peace.
Is it okay, doctor? I don't ask anybody to do. Is it
Yeah.
okay when somebody come and ask me, so what is your way of living? And when I say my experience, because after chanting that lotus mantra, I have a lot of experience in my life, lot of
Yeah.
like, the experience are like tremendous.
Yeah, but then
Unshakable experiences.
yeah,
What I have felt.
that is the most important thing, experiential knowledge, right? But the other
Yeah.
person's mind is conditioned with something else, then he will have conflict. He believes something and he's doing something. That's where we don't have to have a ritualistic portion of these things and then understand how that sound, how that's emanating, the sound, the vibration of the sound makes us calm down. That could be anything, but then somehow some of these mantras are really brought in by evolved people.
Somehow, like in my journey of, I can say this Lotus Chantra mantra is all about 15 years I'm doing this. 15 years, yeah, it's totally 15 years I'm doing this. And a lot of people, friends and relatives and colleagues, so they are all, traveling with me with the Lotus Sutra. They love it. They are doing and they have got a miraculous
But there is
results.
a dependency there.
Such as experiencing their own life, what they
Manju, there is
it's like,
a dependency there.
yes, sir.
That's the crutch. The dependency is you got to do that. But you know what?
Yes.
You can be meditative aware doing nothing.
Nothing. Correct.
And also these are all instruments. Don't hang up on that. But then use them. But
no, it's a part. It's just a part.
Yeah, but you have to graduate from that. No, you have to graduate from that.
Ayurveda, somebody needs chanting, somebody needs mantra, some needs like calming the mind.
Manju, that's not your problem. See, the problem is you, yourself.
Oh.
Okay, if you approach it like that, then other people doing that way or not is up to them, really. But you are not going to be a bombarding, giving propaganda for this, because that becomes the crutch. That becomes the area of division. That becomes where people are not together. But one common thing is we all have the divinity within us. How to manifest has so many ways. Intending good, but the people are so invested in their own methods that becomes a cause for the disharmony. That is the state of mind.
This we can find in encyclopedia. It is found in YouTube. It is found in
no. That is all.
Everywhere it is there. So I think people go search and then also.
No. That is all.
Like, it is not about anything.
That is propaganda too. Whether it is.
People are searching. They are doing it.
Manzo, it is they're doing is not a thing. That's not the truth. The truth is we all have the divine self within. How they reach it is different. You see, truth is the same. But Pandita reach them different ways. So don't emphasize on the ways, but on the truth. So they can do whatever, that's fine. But that doesn't become this because they're in the encyclopedia. That's all heard truth, not experienced truth. That's all written truth, but not experienced truth. You can read something, but you necessarily don't experience that. Unless that truth is internalized and experienced by yourself, it's not truth for you. It's a heard truth. Somebody experienced it, but not you.
No, doctor. It's me who experienced it.
No. I'm talking about you experiencing, but not other people experiencing it. Your experience is real.
That's what, doctor. Other people, when they ask me something related to something, I do give a full explanation. I make them understand. I give them the meaning. And then when they start chanting, they are getting the results and their experiences they are going through.
No, that's okay. But the thing is, are you making that a crutch? See, even Vedas, they said, after you read Vedas, understand, discard them.
Yeah.
So, like that, this one particular thing we are kind of useful and attached to it. Then what happens is you will be limiting yourself from reaching the ultimate. All I'm saying is live your truth, experience it, and then let other people discover their truth. Okay, not making a crutch of anything. Then what happens is they will be on their path, on their journey, and then they will discover that truth inside. All you have to do is, am I making this a crutch? Am I making this a propaganda or not? Then, all like for example, I'm living my meditative awareness. I don't have to sell anything to them. I just have to live it. That's all I'm saying. You can do your explanation, understanding, that's fine. But what is your internal state? Are you dependent on that? Are you limited by it to go further? That means you have to bring your mind to the beginner's mind. Wash off everything that you have. And then you will be able to really absorb all that is coming. This is called perceptive way of looking at things rather than thinking way. Thinking way is where we get the data and expect people to follow the data. But perceptive is what is in front of you, you're looking at. See, this attitude about I'm going to change other people, I'm hunger about it, that is secondary after you have done yourself. That is where you got to see, am I really there where I want to, am I going there or not? Don't limit yourself out to that tranquility, because there is there is so much beyond the mind calming.
There is so much beyond, actually, correct. Because today Avril has brought something inside. I don't know what she has brought it as a frequency. She has got a frequency device with her, which is a Malaysian technology, basically a small device through which that device they are connected through the app, that is a frequency app, Healy app, and then with that Healy device, she can frequency. I mean, she can do the frequency what is going on in the human body, and she can as like an X-ray, she can find out what all the drawbacks, where all they are lacking. Is that is the emotional part? Is that is the motivational part? So then, after that, all the frequency device she finds out and she gives the techniques to come out of that.
Yeah, no, just like the musical instruments, right? Yeah. They have so many instruments, and if you listen to certain music, you completely become quiet. So these are all aids. Okay, people can use the different aids, or okay, suppose somebody wants to sit down for a while, take deep breaths and calm them. That's the aid. Okay. This doesn't enlighten you. This gives you temporary relief.
Only the permanent, it is a temporary solution to live your life. That's
what is the injustice is done, like in medicine, people saying only medications are available and don't have to pay attention to your lifestyles. That is inherently harmful to people, right? So even though the doctor who is studied medicine, he gives medications according to the science and all that, but he also has a limitation of not knowing inner healing, inner metabolism acceleration, all that, which was there in the ancient mind-body medicine, right? So you live lifestyles according to the truths that we discovered, and then you use medications appropriately and then withdraw the medication. Suppose somebody has a severe pneumonia, you want to give them antibiotics so that they won't go to toxemia and die, right? But after that is gone, then you focus on why did he get pneumonia? What was his immune mechanism that went down? How did he not allow good nutrition to help this healing, inner resilience and all that? So you have to pay attention to those, right? So for example, there is a pneumovac, and the elderly people whose defense down, we give it so that he is protected naturally. Vaccines are that, right? They build up natural immunity and all. So that is where people are making a problem when you highlight these aids rather than highlighting what is possible by yourself. Do that, but like for example, sleeping pill I was talking about. If somebody comes to me taking the sleeping for 10 years or 15 years, and I don't want to take it away right away because they are already used to it, tolerance and the dependence and all that. But what I can do is I can help other lifestyles, attention, and all those things. But then taper the medication slowly so that the system gets used to that. See, even poison also, snake poison induced slowly, that becomes immunity. But if you give one dose of big snake venom, patients will die. Right? The same thing. The focus is on inner independence or focusing on.
Correct, doctor. For me, in my life, what you say is absolutely correct. My focus is only on my breath and what the awareness is.
Yeah.
But when I have a curiosity to learn every time new things and again adapt in my. I have done my pranic healing classes. I have done my soul classes in that, and we say Atma Namaste, everything. That's Chokok Sui and Nigerian Daishanin. So all this part I have learned and I came and I do have certificate. But then what I felt is the base, wherever we go, whatever we learn, the base is like Om chanting or the focus on the breath and awareness. So that is what I learned from my awareness and life. But okay, that's fine. A small Ho'oponopono technique, that is forgiveness technique, because I am a Jainism. I know the forgiveness techniques are there. I mean, it's not that for me. Ours is a mantra.
Manzo, I'll put all this into one thing for you. Think about this.
Yes.
You are limiting yourself when you call Jainism. Okay, but Jainism is not bad. Okay, but Jainism you have understood, and that's fine. But leave it up to that, and follow the insights. Apply in life. Okay, that becomes the living Jainism for you, not the belief system. That is the perception is, am I doing the Jainism in my life? Okay, put it under this. Are you helping somebody to discover themselves, or are you giving them crutches that they can never attempt to discover?
No, I am helping them to discover their soul and soul's potential.
That's it. That is the true Guru's role.
And that is what I am doing for the past 35 years, doctor.
That's it. And what's the problem then?
Money I am doing because I don't charge anything. I don't do
this even if you
for purpose of money and doing anything like that.
Manzu, if you do it because it's practical, it is like a fuel that you have to pay bills and all that. It's okay.
Doctor, you can recognize my voice when I'm saying this because what I say is true.
No. That is fine. But what is important is you are not greedy psychologically to accumulate more.
I'm not.
That's it. That is your real sampada, real love.
My base is loving selflessly. My base is giving always.
That's it.
Without expectation, and my base is others' happiness. How they can be happy. I make sure that they are happy and their problems solved, or they at least. I teach them.
That is the basically. True role of a guru.
I don't fish and give.
Yeah, the true role of a guru.
Yeah. So I think it's your karma. You have to take it. There is nothing to do with me. But I can just give you the way I am living my life. I set an example by living my life, and that is what I'm doing for the past 35 years. Not on the basis of money. No, not even a single paisa I have taken from anybody.
Think about this, Manzu. This other statement. I think you will find it very challenging. But
yes, sir. Yes.
Krishnamurti said to one lady one time, she's a social light. She goes and finds the problems they have, and then she helps them. And then she was having a one-on-one conversation with him. She told this after he died. They made a movie on him, Krishnamurti with a Silent Mind, right? And she said, I was very close with him. I was always talking to him. One day we were talking and I sat with him. He said, the people that want to help other people are a curse. And she was taken back. She said, listen. He said, oh my God, he's talking about me. And then I said, but that's what you do. You help people. And they said, but I don't do it deliberately. What he meant is the explanation came up. You are making so many people think that somebody else will help us, we'll go there, and without engaging in their own inner reflection and looking at them as a mirror in life, what is they are coming out with, then that is the self knowledge, that's the self knowing, and then there's a change. But then a lot of these practices, they kind of bring people not to engage in that arduous process of self inquiry, but come on this, and the people are encouraging that in the view of I want to help people, that's all, there's nothing wrong. But examine yourself, is that making people not to do the stuff they have to do and escape into quick ways? This instrument that your lady brought, that's like that. So they settle down on that, they're not on the arduous process of going finding out how they are conditioned, why they are conditioned. That is the role of the guru, is making them be aware of what they are supposed to be doing, they are not doing it, and then encourage them. You are doing that, support for them. That's good.
That's what I'm doing.
No, no, you should read Krishnamurti's that part of it, because it is very liberating to you, not to everybody else, liberate to you. And then once you have that liberation, then come out, you automatically help. You don't have to make an effort.
Correct.
Live that.
Somewhere I love this. From the childhood, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
From the age of 8, when I was 8, and when I had an awareness, my journey started with Shiva and Shakti, and I used to worship Shiva like anything, like beyond the level I used to worship Shiva. Until date, I'm worshipping daily.
You remember what I said last night at the end of it? What did I say? To Raghava, no, so I said something about it is not you who is doing it. It is the divine doing through you.
Divine, yes. See, and that is the beauty of my life. As you said, are you a Jainism and limiting yourself? That's where I stand. I'm not limiting till Jainism, because whatever Mahavira said, I understood. What Buddha said, I understood. What Christ or Bible has given, I understood. I just take what is right and how to live.
But you think you are doing it. You think you are doing it. That's what I'm pointing out. You are not doing it. The divine is doing through you.
Divine is making me to do that. Yes.
No, not making you do. Doing it through you.
Okay. Maybe I'm not good
No. You really feel that you are doing it. That's why I had to point it out.
No, I'm not doing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not doing. So whenever people ask me, I always say
this is a kind of a surrender.
Day before yesterday, I think you left. I think so. I will send you the recording. Which part? Me and Edward sir were speaking. I don't know whether you were there. You were not there. I think you left. So that part, Edward sir was saying something about me, what he felt. And then I said, Edward sir, he said, Manju is a ignite. If you want to really ignite, go to and talk to Manju. Then I said, sir, it's not me. If I'm a very good ignite of spiritual, you have to be rocket. The rocket is you. Rocket ke andar jo barud hai,
the fact is, Manju, the fact is, do you have that samarpana within that I don't matter? That's all. That's all that matters.
I always do. Wherever I go, whatever I do with samarpana. Without samarpana,
that's it. That's it. Once you have samarpana, you have enlightened yourself in the sense you don't have the burden of the weight of you.
If the person to whom I surrender myself and samarpan, if I do, I don't question why, what, how, when, and all. If they say this, okay, I say yes, okay, fine.
No, I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about samarpan to the divine.
Yes, that is also there.
No, that is the one doesn't come through because you're always invoking I did, all that. So if you have the feeling, that's good enough. That's good enough. That's all I'm pointing out for you, because other people want to do the business. See, the spirituality, people are doing business That's when they don't.
Yes.
But you are not doing the business. You are really in the
No, I
spiritual.
don't know
Yeah,
that, sir. I don't know that.
that's it. That's it.
Raghavendran asked me,
Hmm.
why don't you charge Manju for counseling or whatever you're giving? I said, till date, I haven't charged. And even now, I don't want to charge and I don't want to come out of this, like, like every entrepreneur is giving, you come out, then only people will come to know about you. I said, I'm not looking for people to know about me.
Hmm.
I know who I am and what I am doing.
That's
And
it.
my energy, if somebody needs in the universe my energy, universal law automatically.
It's not your
goes with
energy.
me, and
No, it's not your energy. It is
Okay.
the divine energy.
Okay, I'll put it in that word.
No,
It
no,
is the
you
divine
are
energy.
going on identifying me, mine, I. So, two things you want to sum up
That
for
is that is
me
because,
and mine.
Dr. Rao, I'm not able to
Yeah,
put it in the sentence
I know,
because
I
I
know,
talk
I know,
very
and I
less.
feel
I
that.
talk very
I
less.
feel that energy. But what I'm saying is, the me and mine will completely
Okay.
gone when you
Okay.
samarpana to the feet of the Lord.
Okay. When I want to say something, for example, what I'm saying to you right now, how should I put it in the words?
Yeah, just say the energy that is the divine directing for me to do the stuff.
Okay.
That should come through. I know you are doing it, but that should come
Yes.
through. And then once it is there, what you are doing, what you are seeing, what you are thinking is in alignment, and you have the peace that nobody can disturb.
Yes. Definitely. Nobody can disturb me. That's very true.
Yeah. See, what you are talking last night is
Yes.
spirituality, but he was thinking it's not religious. Just because
Yes.
you mentioned about the sutra, Lotus Sutra, Lotus the Sutra doesn't mean religion. It's a
Yes.
profound wisdom.
Wisdom.
Any? So that is for them to misunderstand that is religious is because that energy coming through looks like for them we are quoting from Jainism, quoting from Hinduism, quoting from Christianity like that. Those are identifications we don't need it at this stage. The spirituality has matured long time ago, but we have receded back to that. So people who want to visit, they go there and they don't have any differences in their mind. That should come through by not talking about yourself, but about that energy.
Okay.
No, you're doing fine with yourself. But what I'm saying
I
is,
think,
yeah,
doctor, maybe I'm not able to put it in a proper format and explain to you.
yeah,
But whatever you are thinking and what the way you are describing, that is what I am. I know that. That's the
yeah.
reason the day when
No,
you
I
spoke to
told
me
you, I
on the
kind of
panel,
resonate with that energy. I told you that.
yes, I can resonate with it totally.
But then how you are coming out, other people will take like that because they don't understand, not because of you.
Yes, yes.
So that's why Krishnamurti said, allow everybody to travel at their own pace, at the thing. If they ask, then talk about this. But then don't assume that you are the one who is going to change or do anything. And that is why a lot of people don't go through the spiritual thing. What happens basically, you will not have suffering because of the spirituality within yourself. And other people, they think somebody else will give them. It is really a myth. And that's why they go through the suffering of exploitation, either charging money or doing something else. But actually, if you charge money because you want to allow this message to disseminate and get done, that is, you are not doing for your selfish, greedy purposes. You are doing for the practical purposes. Otherwise, if you have somebody coming in and talking to you, then you don't need to charge anything. That's fine. But if you have to reach so many people and then want to do, then you have to charge them. But if you charge them also, identify this much very clearly. Am I charging for bogas, for my indulgences, for my desires, for my psychological needs? It's not there. Then even if you charge, it will go to good purpose.
Yes, that is what I was doing.
Yeah.
One of the person, they said, you have done so much for me. What can I do for you? I have to do something for you.
Yeah.
I said, you do one thing. That is 1,001 rupees. That is 1,111 because I prefer always one.
Yeah.
So double one. That amount you give to Goshala and let that cow, and they can take care of themselves. And I
That's
told
it.
them, you give it to
That's
them.
it. You are distributing the wealth, otherwise it is
Yes.
not given. That
I
is,
have done servicing. If you think I have done some miracle in
yeah,
your life, or if you think through me, okay, I will not say I will.
yeah.
Through me, if you have found some happiness and if you have feeling something good, great. Don't give it to me. You give
Yeah.
it to that
Now,
ashram.
look for this first. Do you have that serene, peaceful, joyful, happy entity that is there within? Did you touch it? Then did you stay there? Is that stabilized within you? That's all you want to worry about, nothing else.
Yes, doctor. Absolutely, I'm happy. I'm happy all the time.
That's
Every
it.
second, I'm happy with my life.
That's it. Then you'll go to the meditative
when I
awareness.
say happiness,
Yeah.
I'll give you one example. My husband is a doctor and he looks ditto like you. He resonates your face. I'll send you the pic. You can see him, and his name starts from the head because I have.
But I'm a old man of 70, Manju. So
I'll send you the pic. You just have a look, doctor.
yeah.
And what I'm trying to say, when he was earning 3,000 rupees, I was so happy. When he had 10,000, I was happy. The same state of mind. Today, if it is 4 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, I'm in the same state of mind. So I don't find any changes in me, even if it is above, even if it is down.
That's good. Because your calling is internal. No, your calling is internal. It's not about outside. That's the thing. Materialistic accumulation is one of the problems of hindering spiritual progress. Because you don't have that, you have that spiritual core already built in. So attend to that calling. That's all you have to do. All I'm saying is you cannot change the world, but what you can change is yourself. So stay there.
Yes, sir.
And then that, remember the flowering. The flower, when it gives out the fragrance, it doesn't know it is giving out. Yes. Because it is coming, because the flower is made for giving it out. So what you focus on is, how can I flower myself? How can I be like a flower? And then let the fragrance from me exude out to touch the world. And all that is done by the divine.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So the more you are quiet, silent, the better it is.
Yes.
And then, there time comes, even if I'm talking to you and all that, I can be silent within. You could get that. You'll get that. It's a natural process. It's not like something somebody achieved.
There is one more habit which I was doing. I mean to say activity, you can say, or that is I'm doing from the childhood is when I get up early morning, every day, 1 hour maunam I take myself. That is 1 hour maunam. That I have learned from my father. Even when I used to go to school, I used to get up at 5 o'clock. And then, 5 to 6, I don't speak to anybody. It is a maunam. I take a oath, something like in Jainism, there are few words we have to say. And I will be like 1 hour, I won't speak anything. And in that 1 hour, I used to do yoga and om chanting. And by 6, I used to come down again from the terrace.
I will point out another way to do this. Okay, look at that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you need 1 hour of maunam and then chattering later on, or can you be maunam all day, but use the thought in that maunam? You can do that.
Use the thought in that maunam. Yes, I got your point.
That means you be aware. Every moment aware.
Yes.
In that awareness, thought happens.
From childhood, I'm doing this.
No, that's good.
The reason it took me to the divinity part. That's what I'm emphasizing on that.
But what is happening the rest of the day?
Even from my father, the seed has been sowed by my father.
That's a good practice.
How you should be divine, how you should be pure, how you should take your life. He used to give so much of principle. His principles were very strong and dedicated to things. He taught me that. How dedicated you should be when you do some work and all.
That is the achara.
I'm just trying to say.
No, that is the achara. That is the habits of mind that were created. They were spiritualized in regular thing. Our who is that? Kashyapa or no, not him. The somebody name is not coming. M. It starts with M. I don't know Agastya. Agastya. He believed to have lived for several hundreds of years. I don't know, up to 400 years or something like that. But he's the one who really took the spiritual principles and embedded them in daily life. Daily, how you get up, how you worship the Sandhya Vandana with the sun, and how you quiet your mind. Because they woke up in quiet. That's what I'm trying to point out. You can wake up in thought and chatter, or you can wake up in that silent awareness. And then how much you allow the world to come into you and how much you allow your thought go depends upon your practices. That's where para, not me, the sun, the life giver. That is what you start with. And then your I thought, which is for the survival and going about it, that doesn't raise and take over you. This is called Chit Jada Granthi. That Granthi you have to untie it. And then you will be through the day in awareness. But you have the faculty of thought that you could use and keep quiet. A lot of people, they need so much more practices to do that, but I don't need to do that. I just wake up, be in awareness.
Somebody asked me, do you do the meditation? We are getting so much of thoughts. I said, when I sit in the meditation, I don't literally get any thought.
Yeah, but you had the practice. You had the practice, right? They don't have the practice. Yes, that's why they don't. They did not. That's why they need that problem.
Yeah.
See, that's all.
That's what they asked me. How much are you able to sit? I said, yeah, I am able to. Trust me, doctor, I can sit for hours together. If you ask me to sit for 6 hours also,
that's it.
I'm able to sit 6 hours in the meditation.
Yeah. See, the question of
the whole night I was sitting that Shivratri time.
What do you mean by meditation, though? What do you mean by meditation? You sit in silence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I said.
Don't use the process of meditation because you are in a state of meditation, Manzu. You are not doing any meditation. Because people think that you are meditating means you are doing japa. All those things lead to that. But what it is thought by itself is aware of itself and it is quite normally.
Yes.
And it is commanded upon and then dumped down. See, what's the problem for most people is constantly thinking and also allowing constant stimuli from outward coming to. That's the information overload now. And constantly even repeating the shastras we read, the teachings we had and all that. All that is quiet when you are really staying in the truth of the present moment. Then you don't have to draw upon any data, any stories, any relations. You really relish that self-nurturing, peaceful silence. And you know what? Somebody said, I think I told you this. Bhala शांत मन में संसार कैसा होता है?
शांत मन में संसार बसता है.
The question is, your शांत man is your validation. I cannot say you are peaceful or not. You experience. So having the silent mind doesn't have this worldliness in there. But the people who are completely worldly, they want the peace. That's why they want to quiet it down. But if you have a quiet mind to begin with, why do you need meditation as an act? You are in the state of meditation. You come across like you are doing something and you say, I'm in meditation. No, you are meditative state. You are not doing anything. You are enjoying the silence.
I'm really enjoying, no doubt in it, doctor, no doubt in it. If somebody come and ask me, see, Same thing I'm teaching my both the daughters, and trust me, they both are the same courses they are going. They don't even bother or care if anything happens.
Yeah.
If they lose anything, they are not bothered. If they gain anything, they are not bothered. If
Yeah.
they get hurt, they are
Very
not
good.
worried about it. All the time, the smiling face will be there. My elder daughter, she met with an
Yeah.
accident. Literally, the polo car has gone crushed like anything. Even the scrap person didn't take that car. And you trust me, doctor, she called her friend and again she went to the nearby hospital, they took it. And I don't know how she was so safe. Internal, there is no, only internal, little bit hurt, no fracture, nothing. And she came out safely. And I'm having my breakfast and she called me, Mom, Dad is there. I said, no, Dad will leave half an hour. She waited half an hour at the corner of my street with his friend in the car. After my husband left, she is coming inside the house, very slowly walking, but in a very blessed, smiling face. She is so cute and she's smiling and she's walking. I saw her, she's hurt. There is a very big wound.
No, this is being introduced.
Slowly she's coming.
Yeah, this is being introduced in the schools now, Manju. Quite time, very young kids, take them and then make them play like quite time because they kind of, but that becomes a habit for them.
Very big accident, big accident. The friend who's sitting, he met with so much of fractures and God-given gift. She hasn't gone through anything and she's smiling and she's coming and she's sitting beside me. I said, what happened? When she narrated the whole story, I was so shocked. But after seeing her, the smiling face, and when I saw she walked all the way inside and sitting, that means I understood her. She doesn't have any fracture, but definitely internal bones were everything was hurted for her. That is what I'm sure. And leisurely, I had finished my breakfast totally, and after that, I took her to hospital. And evening, I discharged and came home. When I after MRI.
No, this is training them not to be reactive. This is wonderful,
No reactions. Correct. Absolutely correct.
No, that is important even now. My burnout coaching, one of the things I tell people is don't react, but respond to the responsibilities without this inner mental turmoil. In the morning routine we do.
This is possible only when the day-to-day life activities they are very calm. Only in the calm state of mind, if person is there, they will not react.
That's why. Bhala samsar shantman mein kaisa hoga.
Yes.
So shantman is important. Not you gain the shantman. First have the shantman, then the worldly things don't enter into you with the same effect otherwise.
Yes.
So actually, you should listen to this, Manju. I kind of took over the study of the mind in 1981 or so because I was in geriatrics. I saw a lot of dementia for the first time in my life. Okay? And then I wanted to understand why the motor mind is so degenerating. What are the lifestyle factors that are going on? Then that led to yoga, which is really about the mind. Then it led to Krishnamurti, who talked about choiceless awareness. Then it led to Advaita Vedanta, which is about not meditation, but self-inquiry, vichara. I think you could use that, self-inquiry. Okay? Self-inquiry. Rather than focusing on other people's change, indulge yourself in the self-inquiry on a daily basis. I'll show you how it is done on mundane things, and then you can just sit down.
Dr. Rao, if you don't mind, shall we continue tomorrow because my daughters are leaving for Ooty. I have to send them.
Sure. And actually, I missed my morning routine. 8 to 9, I'm supposed to exercise. But then, no, this is a good thing because we call this, really oasis of wellness, but really it is about our satsang, inquiry into the truths. Yeah, go ahead and send them out.
Okay. Thank you so much for your insight. definitely I'll follow the things what you have said.
Okay, sure. Okay, everybody, I hope you got something out of our exposure. We are just trying to inquire together. So that's not like I'm trying to instruct her, but I'm going to point out some things that I kind of perceived there. So everybody together with this spiritual inquiry. So thank you all for joining me, and I will do the morning routine tomorrow for sure. Today we forgot the time and all because the subjects are so important. Bye bye. I'll see you later. Bye.